Hi, my name is Sebastian, and essentially what I want to do with this video was preface what direction I want to go with in this channel, what my goals will be. So something I think about a lot, and I've realized over the last 2 to 3 years, is how fortunate I've been being able to travel, not just travel, but live abroad the majority of the time. And I know there's people younger than me, my age, or even older, that want to do the same or similar things. And I want to use my experiences to share and make it more approachable for anyone who's interested. First, I want to say this isn't videos of me talking about how interesting I think I am or my stories abroad or not. And no, it's the kind of stuff I used before I went abroad, the kind of tips I looked up and all that stuff. And now looking back at those videos in retrospect, I feel like I'm in a place where I can share and help with my own ideas and perspective. So what I want to do is make shorter videos, most likely 2 to 5 minutes, addressing specific topics because, well, personally, when I'm looking for an answer to something, I like knowing as quickly as possible, especially when I'm a bit stressed about it. And a lot of the videos you see online are great with a lot of information, but they're more like 10 tips for abroad, my tips for abroad, the worst part of being abroad, that kind of stuff. So I thought this would be a much more efficient way to do it. Like, let's say you're curious about culture shock, on what I have to say about that. That's been on your mind lately, but you don't really care what I have to say about packing right now. This way you can just click on a video with the question you have or the answer to the question you have. I also don't see a lot of guys sharing their opinions on studying abroad for some reason. It's mostly all girls, which is fine, but I thought it'd be an interesting and somewhat different perspective for both girls and guys. I spent a lot of hours outlining this actually. It's not something where I just put down a camera in front of me and start talking. While that probably be okay too. But over the last weeks, even month, I've been outlining, writing down my ideas, what I think is important. I've been asking friends questions. If anyone's watching, I hope I didn't bother too much. And also there's stuff that I just know I don't know enough about. There might be some things I know a little bit about, some stuff I feel like I don't know enough about. And I research online and will obviously cite that because I want to give the best answers possible. I also want to say I don't think I'm the most knowledgeable person in the world on the topic. Heck, I'm sure in 5 years from now I'll know more than I know now. I mean, hopefully. But I don't want that to scare me or hold me back from sharing now and potentially helping people now. And also to go off that, I think I'm in an interesting place where I just graduated this year at university. So I'm able to put my abroad experiences into perspective as to what it meant in my university career. But it's also recent enough to where I remember it all. And I remember the questions I had and the fears. And I'm kind of doing it again now, post-graduation. Very similar thing. For anyone who's curious what kind of topics I'll be talking about, for example, things I already have outlined now and ready to make, would just be like the legitimate fear of going abroad, which is a reoccurring topic and affects many of the things, but I'll directly address it in one video. A whole different type of fear I have outlined is fear of missing out, a fear of missing out back home, FOMO, or the first word of study abroad, studying, how schoolwork affects your life when you're abroad, things like that, things of that nature, and many more, but I can't remember off the top of my head right now. For my qualifications, or the reason why I feel like I can talk about this for anyone who doesn't know me, I just graduated from San Francisco State University this year. In that time, I studied abroad twice. I went once to Sweden and once to Australia. Between those times, I participated as a global ambassador for San Francisco State abroad, but it's a fancy word. I just help welcome kids from abroad and help promote it for our students. And now that I graduated, I'm on a working holiday visa in Ireland, currently in Dublin. So that's the kind of stuff I've been doing over the last 2 to 3 years. I wanted to do these videos because I feel like I understand the importance, or at least the potential an experience like this can have for you. But I also know you can't force anything upon anyone, and nor would I want to, nor should anyone want to force anything upon anyone. So this would be a good way for people who are interested, can check out the videos on their own time, and people who aren't don't have to. I never want to be that guy who talks about abroad too much, especially the people who don't care, which I'm sure I've done an accident. But I try to refrain from talking about it too much. I've also had people who've asked me a bunch of questions, so then sometimes I'm not sure if I should share more or less. And this is just an easier way to just put what I feel I know somewhere and not bother people who don't care. I'm learning a lot in this process. I never really saw myself as one in front of a camera. Hopefully it's not too obvious. But I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a nice day.